Thank you for joining me in the shade garden where we are going to beautify this space even more. We have plants to add, we have decor to add, and we have some weeds that we have to get rid of. Hi you guys, this is Nicole from my Carolina garden. My garden is located in growing zone 8B and we are in southeastern North Carolina. I am thrilled to get you back in this space with me because I am ready to turn this space into the prettiest little shade garden you ever did see. Now I started with adding some additional decor that I got to put up the other day so that today I could more work with the plants themselves. I want to show you that and how I am turning this space into Coleus Alley. When I was originally starting to get this space turned into a shade garden, this is the area behind my shed, I had a lot of coleus happening and I was putting it up in my window box planters. So then on the other side over here, I thought, I have a lot of blank space. What am I going to do with that? So thought number one, this side was going to be a coleus wall. Thought number two was if I put coleus over here as well, this is going to make it Coleus Alley. So that's what I am doing, Coleus Alley. So I painted up a little sign and it's just kind of a little bit funny because calling it Coleus Alley is cool by itself. But of course my name is Nicole, so Nicoleus Alley sounded even more fun. So that's what I painted up. And then I have some of these pot holder rings that I ordered on Amazon and I am linking them below because I thought they were awesome. So wait till we put our pots of coleus right into those. And I have a few more that I might be hanging today as well. Now, looking at the coleus that is in these window boxes behind the shed, they started out big and glorious. They were looking bushy and full, and then what happened was mealybugs. Mealybugs started to take over my coleus because it was extremely hot and humid conditions over this summer. July was particularly bad for a number of weeks. We were just living in oppressive weather. The mealybugs love to take advantage of the oppressive weather, and so I have a lot of bug damage in here. I've been cutting back the coleus, and so you can see the window boxes are much more sparse. But have no fear because I've been propagating coleus like a crazy person, and I have lots of it to add into these window boxes and get them back to their full glorious, glory. I've been using neem oil to help keep the mealybugs at bay in my window boxes. But in the meanwhile, in this area, which is closest to my house, I have a shady spot where I've been keeping my coleus propagations that I'm going to add right into that shade garden. I also redid this planter box. This was my original start to my mealybug problem. I cleared out the soil 100%. And actually just started with brand new coleus propagations to fill that up and ditched the other plants completely. Now over here in the shady spot, I still have more coleus. As you can see right here, I have a whole bunch and in other pots as well. And I just don't know what I'm going to need, but I've kept myself plenty of stock. And here's yet one more window box that has some in it. I keep cutting the coleus back and rerouting it into other smaller pots, and so these bigger window box planters are getting more sparse, but it's fine because I'm actually creating a lot more coleus for myself. Is not the only plant that I have in my shade garden. Something else that I have here is a hanging basket of pothos. Now pothos is like a kind of part sun plant and it's typically seen inside your household. I had gotten 2 of these pothos plants on clearance from Walmart a while back. One of them I put on my front porch and it is doing beautifully, absolutely gorgeous. This one back here wasn't or didn't take off in the same way. What I decided to do was take some clippings of the one on the front porch and just add them into the pot back here, because I want this one to thrive as well. And I couldn't just trade places on them, because the one on the front porch, I already took this little hangy thing off, so it's no longer a hanging basket at the moment. So just for, you know, my own ease, I decided to just take some clippings of the pothos instead. And all that I'm going to do is remove a bottom leaf or two on the stems that I cut. And then I'm going to use basically my little like poker tool and poke some holes into this hanging basket and add my clippings in. Pothos is one of those plants that's super easy to root, which is fabulous. And hopefully these new cuttings root wonderfully, and then this pot becomes more full, and that will just add even more interest into my shade garden space. I am super ready to hang up my first pots in Coleus Alley. Now, the wonderful thing about these plant holders or pot holders is that you can get them in different sizes depending on what size pot you have. So if you know you want to order 10-inch pots, 8-inch pots, 6-inch pots, you can get the different brackets to hold the different ones. Now, this little arrangement right here, I have some sweet potato vine in here. I have some purple heart in here. So sweet potato vine, purple heart, and my coleus. The idea on this one was to be a little bit of a draper, since this is one of my taller pots. Let me just clip back some of these dead pieces of foliage here. My sweet potato vine has just been added in here. I put this in here purposely for this Coleus Alley. And so I don't have quite a drape happening on my sweet potato vine yet, because it's a brand new planting. But I wanted to keep this pot growing low because it was going to be the first one underneath my sign here. So we'll get this placement of the plants figured out so it's draping beautifully. And in the meanwhile, we can add our other pots. Now this one also has more than one kind of coleus in here, because that's the beauty of rooting whatever you want. You can make your pot arrangements uniquely yours. And this particular coleus right here with the hot pink streaks in the middle of it, this one is actually my favorite coleus. And so I want to propagate more of it, so I have more of it. I'll show you what I do have in my inventory right now, but I think this guy is gonna go here. The beautiful thing is I have 2 more pots that are already rooted up with some other cuttings, so if I do add some more brackets to the wall over here, I have some of the correct sized pots ready to go. And then in the meanwhile, I had some of these other smaller sized pots already on hand. So these are going to be able to sit on a shelf in the shade garden or on my decorative garden bench. I'm not exactly sure, but these are also the clay pots. These pots, however, that are plastic ones, these are literally just propagations that are going to be used to be able to fill in those window boxes. So no big deal taking this entire thing out. It's got a full set of roots ready to go, and they, like I said, can be new fillers for the junky ones where I lost some plants in the window boxes. I also have some garden decor that I want to add back into the shade garden. This is, of course, one of my beautiful head planters that I love, but inside of it is another kind of coleus, and it's called Pink Feathers. It's got a very light, delicate kind of style to the leaves as compared to the leaf shape that we're more used to thinking of coleus in. And then I have this cute little lantern, and it doesn't even have to have a light or a candle or anything in it. I just love the design of it completely. So I'm going to find a space for that as well. A couple of junky jobs that have to get done first before I bring in the new plants though. See, I have weeds that are growing back in here again. I had originally taken all the weeds out of this space, but you know, they find their way. And this is that thorny vine kind of weed. So I'm going to get that out of here. And the other thing I'm going to do is wipe down my little faux potting bench and get it reset up with the pots again, because I was kind of moving that around a little. So this window box right here, obviously I could take right out of the window box holder, and so I can use all the spare plants that I've been propagating and repot up this box while it's sitting out here. I'm going to do that one first because that makes my life a lot easier. Again, here's more of the plastic pots filled with propagations that I can use as well. However, this middle one right here doesn't have a window box liner in there. It's planted right up into the soil. So this guy is really suffering here. I can't take him down though, so I'm going to have to do the potting work right up here on the window. This guy is also inside of a liner, so he'll be easy to get down if I need to. Although he hasn't suffered as much. He's just a little wilty really because he was just freshly watered and was needing the water. So it'll take him about an hour to recuperate and, you know, liven back up that foliage. So step one, let's get our window box out here ready to go with some brand new plantings in it. You guys, oh my goodness, I am so thrilled with how this is working out. Now I do have, as I said, more pot holders that I can add into Coleus Alley to make it even more amounts of Coleus, but I have added in pots that I had waiting on the side. I have moved things around so that you can see as much Coleus as possible. I have a couple more of these little pots that I'm going to add to this bench. I have propagations of the pink feather Coleus that you had not seen before. That was just a propagation that I put in my head planter there, and I have it in one other spot if I can locate that. My window boxes, yes, they are currently in sun just by the way that the morning light goes around, but they are much more full and lots more plants have been added into them, so they are looking better already. I have some other fun items to put into this garden, like some lights, string lights, different kind than my regular ones in the backyard, that I want to add into this space for some more extra interest. And so I think I will do an ultimate reveal another day as soon as I get everything fully in order here. And I will probably like to do that in the evening so the lights can be on and you don't have to worry about the sun blazing through anywhere, and you can really get a feel for the colors in this Coleus and the style of this entire shade garden. It is definitely shaping up to be the prettiest little shade garden you ever did see. Thank you guys for following along on this journey and appreciating all the things that go into making a garden, and especially adding color into a shade garden. Until next time, happy planting.